Can you believe what Channing said? The former NFL player Channing Crowder recently claimed on a podcast that Ciara Wilson is only with Russell Wilson for the money. Oh my God, and here's what else he said, slamming the popular couple. Watch the video till the end to sip the tea and drama that Crowder stirred up after his sharp take on Russell Wilson and Ciara's marriage. Channing Crowder, a former Miami Dolphins linebacker, recently stirred up drama with his controversial opinion on Russell Wilson and Ciara's marriage. The former Miami Dolphins linebacker decided to quit football in 2011 and surprisingly retired. He is one of the league's most notorious trash talkers. Crowder's podcast, The Pivot, which he hosts with Fred Taylor and Ryan Clark, has made a name for itself thanks to the 38-year-old wild comments and stories that he shares on the show. The podcast launched in January, but in just 7 months, Crowder's comments have made the show a viral sensation. Let's look at former athletes' outlandish moments on The Pivot, especially his uncool comments about Russell Wilson. When he said he's disinterested in a friendship with Russell Wilson because of the way he does his hair. Like, seriously, dude, you got no other reason to hate a fellow being, but just because he does his hair a certain way. Are you for real? It's apparent by now that Crowder isn't a fan of NFL player Russell Wilson. He's shared his hot takes on the quarterback on more than one occasion, but his rants leave some thinking he might be a bit obsessed with Wilson. In one of the podcast episodes, he opened up about his disinterest in being friends with Wilson, the Shadow League reports. "I'm from Atlanta. I know what kind of dudes I want to hang out with," Crowder said during the conversation. "I don't want to hang out with Russ." Channing Crowder holds onto his toxicity and spews more hate for Russell Wilson. "He ain't my type of dude." He continues to drag Russell Wilson's name. The former NFL player made his latest slanderous comment on the Pivot podcast, sitting down with Denver Broncos cornerback Patrick Surtain and his father, former NFL star Patrick Surtain. The trio brought Wilson's name into the conversation when Surtain talked about his teammates' personality, saying the star quarterback plays R&B in the locker room and that he's a cool guy. Crowder, however, said he can't imagine playing R&B before a game. "I don't want to be soothing," he said. "I'm about to go fight a big motherfucker trying to hit me in the head." When asked why, Crowder said, "'Cause he put mousse in his hair, listens to R&B in the locker room, and rolls his heels to get out of the car." The what? Seems like my boy is very picky for all the wrong reasons. Still, Crowder had more to say about Wilson's traits. "I can just look at a dude from afar and tell," he said. "I see how he gets out of the car. He don't even slam his feet to get out the car. He rolls his heels to get out the car." Someone added that Wilson's personality is cool, calm, collective, and that the Broncos star is a great leader and motivates his fellow players. Crowder still wasn't having it. Okay, now here is the most undesirable and outlandish thing he probably ever said that had the whole netizens butchering him up. In April episode of the Pivot podcast, Crowder suggested that Ciara, a Grammy-nominated singer, host, and designer, is only with Wilson for his money. The singer called off her engagement with Future in August 2014 after reports that the rapper cheated on her, and then she moved on with Wilson in April 2015. The two wed in July 2016. Wilson and Ciara share 2 children together, a daughter Sienna, 4, and son Wynn, who turned 2 in July. Ciara also has a son, Future Jr., who is 7 years old from her relationship with Future. Crowder continued to dig himself into a hole when he said Ciara only married Wilson for his money. So Crowder claims the only reason Ciara is with Wilson is because he's rich. He also previously suggested that a woman couldn't possibly go from a man like Future to a man like Wilson, leaving many puzzled about why he had such a problem with the Broncos quarterback. He later not only insults their relationship, but suggests Wilson is a lame. If Russell didn't have that bread, Ciara wouldn't be with him, Crowder said at the time. "Ciara, she has a good situation. You don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson. It's a type. Everybody has a type. And I love him on the field, but he's fucking square," he said before calling Wilson a goofball. He later not only insults their relationship, but suggest that Wilson is a bore. Crowder's co-hosts, former running back Fred Taylor and former safety Ryan Clark, pushed back at his comments during the episode. In a May interview with The Post, Crowder, Clark, and Taylor said the episode nearly didn't make the cut. To be honest, when we shot that episode, it was kind of a throwaway episode, Crowder said. The trio was in Nashville to take photos when they made a spontaneous decision to record an impromptu podcast about NFL free agency. Wilson's trade from Seattle to Denver was one of the biggest blockbuster moves in free agency this offseason. Honestly, bro, we didn't talk about that episode afterwards, Clark said. And then all of a sudden, a week and a half later, I was like, why is everybody talking about me laughing at Channing? I was wrong. I said, oh, I forgot that even happened. Like we legit forgot it happened. Metcalf continued to support Wilson, saying that people were jealous of his perfect relationship. He also backed Ciara and Wilson through his post on Twitter. Ciara Wilson has a net worth of $20 million, so she hasn't done bad for herself either. Russell Wilson has a $165 million net worth. Looking at the strong backlash, Crowder later apologizes for involving Ciara Wilson, but doesn't take back his comment on Russell Wilson. Channing Crowder doesn't regret calling Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson a square, but the former Dolphins linebacker did retract his comments about Wilson's wife, Ciara. Bringing up the man's family. I'll take that back, Crowder said during a Tuesday appearance on The Breakfast Club. While Crowder did take back his comments involving Ciara and Wilson's family, he didn't hold back against Wilson. Here's what he said. Have y'all seen Russell's videos? Crowder asked on The Breakfast Club. Have you seen Mr. Unlimited? And this goofies that he does. I don't know why so many people were mad at my opinion of Russell Wilson as a square and a lame. I didn't call him an alcoholic. I didn't call him a deadbeat dad. I didn't call him a pedophile. I called him lame. Crowder added that his comments toward Wilson were not personal. Russell may not have answered Channing Crowder directly, but Russell Wilson seems to have acknowledged the former NFL star's disparaging remarks. Crowder found himself on the receiving end of backlash in recent months after mentioning Wilson on his Pivot podcast. It was there that Crowder commented on Wilson being a square, adding that Wilson's wife Ciara was only with him because he has money. Crowder was slammed for not only speaking on the happily in love couple unprovoked, but for discounting Ciara's mega success that she acquired long before meeting Wilson. Crowder also seemed as if it would be impossible for a woman to move on from Future to Wilson, but he later admitted he shouldn't have spoken on the singer. However, he doubled down on his remarks about Wilson. Meanwhile, the Wilsons have continued to share their loved-up, intimate moments on social media. The couple have an adorable family as they live lavish, yet humble lives, and Wilson made it clear that he would rather be looked at like a goofy, as Crowder called him, than loathe any other life. Wilson shared a video of him surprising Ciara with flowers. The singer was floored as she jumped into her husband's arms, and in Wilson's comments, thousands of people praised the couple's connection. In his caption, Wilson wrote, "Stay squared up, my friends. Surprise, surprise at Ciara." Well, guys, what do you think of Channing Crowder and his ruthless comments about Russell Wilson? Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you found this video interesting, hit like. Also, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet and have the bell icon on to stay tuned.